I was thinking about how I could articulate the shoulder joint for a suit of power armor or an exoskeleton. And I was wondering if maybe I could use the design of a historical pauldron as kind of a template, or maybe see if there's some way that I could use something from that. Because, well, a pauldron is a articulated exoskeleton. Well, they're not all articulated, but for the purposes, the examples I was thinking of, they're articulated exoskeletons designed to move in the way the ball and socket joint of the arm and shoulder moves. So I got this old leftover from my fully enclosed suit of armor that I've been designing, and these straps gave me an idea. Now, it's got solid rivets along the back, which holds these at a particular distance apart, and it's got strapped construction going along the front and the top, so that it can, articulate like that. And I saw these straps, and it gave me an idea. What if I was to run a strap along with the straps that are holding it together with rivets? If I was to attach a strap there and run it through loops attached to each one of these different plates so that the strap could slide through the loops, and then attach it to an electric motor somewhere out the other end, so that when a signal goes to the motor, it'll reel it in like a crank, compressing that distance. That would mean that if I had it on like this, and say hypothetically inside the armor my arm was applying pressure in that direction to a pressure sensor, that could send an electric signal to the electric motor, starts to reel in the strap, compressing it and lifting the arm up like that. Same with a strap running along the front. It would pull it towards the insertion point. I believe this is the term they use when they're talking about muscles. So the top strap would be like a deltoid, and, well, not sure if I would call the front strap being like the pec or like the front deltoid. Might have to attach another one to move the whole thing around, or I don't know. It's in its early design brainstorming stage at the moment. But that would eliminate the need for an external frame and an external exoskeleton that then needs armor designed to go over the top of that as well. And it would allow movement in multiple planes of motion. It would put the power for the articulation underneath the armor. I might have already mentioned that. And wouldn't need hydraulics or anything. I'm really moving away from the idea of using hydraulics. I'm much more interested in using small electric motors pulling on straps and cords and stuff. I believe that's called a ratchet system. Not really sure. I'm not an engineer. I just hit things with hammers. I'm continually blown away by the ingenuity of historical suits of armor. If you're interested in designing exoskeletons or power armor or anything like that, I really do highly recommend that you start to research 15th and 16th century armor. There's so many little details that were discovered through hundreds of years of experimentation that, you can start from scratch, or you can reverse engineer several hundred years worth of research and development. I'd rather have a 200-year head start, thanks. So, question to the armourers out there. I'm going to post this on the United League of Armourers as well as my Power Armour design forum on Facebook. Should leave this link to that in the description. Yeah, if anyone wants to come and post some photos of the insides or outsides of historical pauldrons that you think would go good with this technique, or if you have any thoughts, please post them on there. Anyone else who's working on Power Armour or exoskeletons, please, if you've got your own design for a shoulder articulation and assembly, I would love it if you could maybe post some of your designs or thoughts on the forum. And but I'm not just thinking about this for the shoulder assembly. I've also been giving a lot of thought to the hip assembly, because at the moment I'm creating a fully enclosed hip and a pelvis region for my fully enclosed suit of armour, and I'm tweaking different designs. I'm experimenting with different ways of doing it based on some historical examples from the early 1500s, and I'm wondering if maybe this could work with some of those designs. I'm still brainstorming with that. I'm also looking at other exoskeleton and Power Armour and passive exoskeleton designs that might be a better option for the hip assembly, or I don't know. I'm still doing research on that, so if you've got any good data or example or photos of real examples of that, please post them on the forum. I would love any input that anyone has. One little point, not entirely sure how I'd go with these solid rivets. If we're going really thick steel, having the rivets a bit loose, and I don't know if I might need to have the rivets mounted in some kind of bearing, or if I need to make it into a small slot so that they can articulate inside of that slot without bending the rivet every time you try to articulate your arm, putting unnecessary wear and tear on the rivet, and having a catastrophic failure of a rivet that's load bearing while you're inside of a very heavy powered exoskeleton. Having your arm just with your arm still in it, having your arm start to fall off with your arm inside it, that sounds bad, so I'm a little hesitant, and some food for thought. Again, I might also, if I was to do this for a real suit of Power Armour, I might even be tempted to put sliding rivets along the front of it as opposed to straps, just to try and reduce a little bit more of the gapping issues. But I would be curious what you all think of these ideas, and if you have any other solutions or input, please feel free to let me know. You should be able to contact me on the forum or on this video, and yeah, I hope you like it, and hopefully one day this will actually get tested, and hopefully one day I'll start actually building a suit of Power Armour. First I'm gonna get the fully enclosed suit of armour done first. Need to get that done before I start trying to toy around with electronics and trying to make a powered exoskeleton. But it's a stepping stone, and there's tons of people working on exoskeletons, but not many people other than armourers who do historical armour work on fully enclosed suits of armour. So trying to learn as much about that as I can is where I'm going to start. And I can always contact lots of experts on both. But yeah, I'll let other people figure out the electronics. Alright everyone, see yous.